Okay, my name is Dick Ensing. I'm a Tennessee artist. Here we are again at Art in the Carolinas. But what I'm going to show you today is we've already worked this picture with some acrylics, and we did some washes, and we left it. You can do them very quickly. This is the picture we use. This is a picture of Andrews Bald in the North Carolina and the Great Smoky Mountains. But today what we're going to do, we're going to build it up with the little pastels. Now when you're building up with pastels, at this stage here, you want to use fairly soft pastels. If I'm going to start a pastel right from scratch, I'm going to use a little bit harder pastels. These are the gallery pastels by Mungyo. This is a little harder, but we won't do this right now because it's a little bit harder surface and we've already got stuff worked up. This is the softer pastel. This is very soft. Basically, I go from the hard, I go to semi-hard, which is some of the Rembrandt are very semi-hard, semi-soft rather. And they're good pastel too, but it's the medium. Then I'll go to the soft pastel. Today we're going to use a soft pastel. We're going to start out with a dark. I'm going to take about 3 or 4 colors here. This dark blue. Let's start out with a dark green. When you're applying the pastels, it's just like painting. You put in strokes. You start out with your darks first. Now be very careful with pastels because you don't want the dust, you don't want to breathe the dust. So anytime you're working with them, don't go blowing on them. Just tap them like this and they'll drop off the bottom. Or use a vacuum with them. We'll just do a little bit here and we'll build this up a little bit. These are very nice to work with. They're just soft enough so they don't break in your hands, and you can do quite a bit with them. We're just adding a few more braids. Let's go another bluish color. This little bit more blue right in here. The mountains have a lot of blue in them. And with the green, it's a little bit back here. Okay. Now right back here in the mountains, it's the bluish, but there's a little kind of a greenish cast. Let's take. Nice thing about pastels, you can almost pick up the color that you see with them. If you want to mix colors, you can crosshatch with them. That's a little bit dark, but if it goes too dark, then take a little bit of a try. Let's take a lighter color and go right over it. Just crosshatching, okay? Now, when you get into some of these lighter colors, just take a light blue. Let's find one. Here, I had one right here in my hand. Take this color like that. Take the side of your pastel. Excuse me, just well. Take the side of your pastel like this, and hit it like this. Don't be afraid of it. See how that goes in? See how that goes? There you go. Now let's find a little lighter blue color to go into the background. Right up in here. That's nice. Now that's a little dark, but watch what we'll do. Go in here and put a little more sky. Okay. Now take a little bit of white and we'll mix it. Just put a little bit of white just to mix it. Don't mix it to the point where you're just making it basically mud is what you're going to get. Just enough to break it up. Okay, now let's go in some of the light colors over here, like the light greens. Pick out here again, you got a nice color, a nice light green right there. Just go right over it, just those colors in there. And work passages, work a passage of green, okay? See how quickly you get some pastels built in there? Now look at the beautiful yellow colors, the bright colors. Let's take, here's a nice, very bright, watch what happens. Don't be afraid to just hit it, put it right in there. Now with these pastels, you're gonna have to spray them at some point. And some of the sprays, one of the sprays was a brand new one out by Acrylic. It's a fine art spray. Just lightly spray your pastels, very lightly. Don't spray them to the point where you're blowing all the dust off. Let's pick up another light color right here. See how much fun you can have with these and just build them up. And this board holds it's got enough tooth that it'll hold the pastel. And you'll spray it a little bit. Now right through here is a much lighter color. Let's just take this little light, kind of a ochre, and come right down here. See some of the branches had just a little bit of See? Stands out like that. A little bit of light right up here. Remember, your light's coming from that direction, so that's where all your warm colors are. Okay? A little bit lighter right there. There you go. Okay. You want to put some clouds in. Now, if you're working with pastels, don't go putting them right back in your box. Put them aside there because this is your palette. That's the palette that you work with right here. You don't work with all this. You may not use but 10 pastels, but that's your palette. Again, my name is Dick Ensing. You can write me on the internet. My internet site is dickensing@bellsouth.net. Again, thanks for dropping into my studio. We'll see you again.